Good morning. Well, this morning, our scripture's found in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31, and it goes like this. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Well, this morning I want to talk about bitterness. I think that we've all experienced bitterness against our brother, sister, our neighbor. Politics are full of bitterness today, and it's so sad. It's truly sad. But one of God's clear commands is to put away any bitterness in our lives. Why is this important? Well, number one, bitterness is like an anchor. It weights you down. When you carry around bitterness, you can't go very far. It just eats at you, like cancer. Cancer does the same thing. It starts growing and growing and growing, and pretty soon, bitterness in your life will just overtake your life. Now, that doesn't sound right, does it? But it will. Bitterness, and I've seen it many, many times. I've experienced it myself. Holding bitterness against someone else will hurt your life. It will wreck your health. Yeah, it sure will. You think you're hurting them by being bitter at them, but no, you're actually hurting yourself. And so we need to get rid of this excess baggage, and that's all it is, that we have laden on ourselves, and get rid of this bitterness. It's that plain and simple. We have to rid ourselves of bitterness if we want to carry on and have a productive life. That's right. You see, bitterness, if it would just stay with you, is one thing, but it spreads. Yeah, it does. When you have bitterness in your heart, your children will also see that bitterness and begin to grow that seed in themselves. And they'll become bitter against the same things as dad or mom. And that's truly, truly bad. Because, like I say, it's a killer. It is. It's a spiritual, emotional killer that we call bitterness. We can't get past it. Have you noticed that? When you have a bitterness in your heart against someone, you just can't get past it. And so it consumes your mind. It consumes your time. So we need to lay that aside. Lay it aside. We need to give that to God. Let Him take care of the bitterness. Because He certainly don't want you to have bitterness and strife. So we need to turn it over to God. Is it easy? No, because it has deep roots in us, this bitterness. Many times. Now sometimes it's a light bitterness case and it's easy to throw to the side, but if you allow it to grow, it will consume you, your mind, continuously. It will. And just take over your life. And you won't be able to function like you was before if you are holding bitterness against someone. So it's my suggestion this morning that if you're holding aught against your brother, if you have bitterness against someone, give it to God. Give it to Him. Tell Him you need help. Get on your knees and ask God to take this bitterness away from you. He may take it away, but you're liable to pick it back up. Don't do it. Shed yourself of bitterness so you can have a happy life, so you can have a joyful life, because you cannot have joy and bitterness in the same heart. It doesn't work that way. Well, I hope someone out there is helped this morning, because I know I've harbored bitterness in my heart, and praise God it's gone now. And I know that He is willing and able to remove